Hello everyone and welcome to another episode with Ralph. Hope you're fine, dear lovely IELTS candidates. Well, today we're going to cover another question type in academic reading, and today we'll learn how to answer sentence completion question type. Well, first of all, let's take a look at a sample question. As you can see, this is a sample question of sentence completion in which you will be given some sentences and then you have to complete the sentences from the box. All right, there are more choices, there are more sentence choices, so you have only to choose one of them for each question. All right, and this type of question is mostly in order, not always, so you should assume that it goes in order. All right, and it's not that much difficult really to answer this type of question. And each question is formed from only 1 to 2 sentences in the reading passage, and you are given the first part of a sentence and you have to find the second part, and then keywords may be found in the questions and or the answer choices. And then, as I said, some answer choices may not be used and some may not exist at all. And then you must be able to scan for keywords and understand synonym language. And what are our basic strategies? We have to follow 5 basic strategies. The first one is that you underline or circle keywords in the questions and the answer choice. All right? So the first step is to find keywords, and then you identify the easy questions to do them first. So you can mark them with a checkpoint, and then you scan the passage to find those keywords and synonyms, and then you mark those keywords in the matching sentence, and then you find the second half of the sentence that connects to the first half of the sentence. And the final step is to write the question number next to the matching sentence in the passage. All right, this is our 5 basic steps that we have to follow in order to find the answer for the questions in this kind of question type. All right, now let's start answering and using these strategies to answer a sample question of a sentence completion. This is our question. We are given 3 questions here. All right. The first step, as I said, is to find our keywords. For example, number 19, as you can see, according to Dingle, migratory routes are likely to. So we have the specific name here, Dingle. So Dingle is a specific name. It's a very easy keyword that we can scan and find very easily, all right? So this is our first keyword. So we answer 19 first. Now let's check question number 20. To prepare for migration, animals are likely to. We do not have a very specific and easy keyword here in this question. The only word that maybe can help us is the verb prepare and also migration. But these are words that are repeated a lot in the text and cannot be used as a very useful, let's say, keyword. And question number 21, Arctic terns illustrate migrating animals' ability to. So, Arctic tern is a word that definitely will be used in the text too. So, this is our, again, easiest keyword here. So, what is our strategy here? Is that, first of all, we answer 19, and then 21, and after that, we answer question number 20, because it does not have a very useful or a specific keyword. And then it's better to read the answer choices too. If they are not a lot, if the answer choices are not too long, you can just read and scan for just in order to get to know what the answer choices are, all right? So for example, A is be discouraged by difficulties, follow a straight line, eat more than they need for immediate purposes, and ignore distractions. Just this. Now, we'll start answering question number 19, and here, what we're going to do is trying to find our keyword here, and that was Dingle. According to Dingle, migratory routes are likely to. So in reading the text, I came across a paragraph that Dingle was used in the first sentence. As you can see here, the biologist Hugh Dingle has identified 5 characteristics that apply in varying degrees and combinations to all migrations. So we do not have still yet anything related to the question. They are prolonged movements that carry animals outside familiar habitats. They tend to be linear, not zigzaggy. They involve spatial behaviors concerning preparation, such as overfeeding and arrival. They demand, all right, that's it. In the second sentence, they are prolonged movements, all right. We can guess that maybe the answer is here, all right. So we read the question again. According to Dingle, migratory routes are likely to. We have to find something about migratory routes or path. All right. Anything that's related to route, path, or way, we have to be aware, all right, of the synonym language. So we read the second sentence again. They are prolonged movements that carry animals. All right. Very important thing here is prolonged movement. So when we're talking about movement and that movement is prolonged, it means that it is kind of route. All right, we infer from these two words that prolonged movement is related to route. All right, that carry animals, and carrying animals is kind of related to migratory. All right, now, because we have found part of the question here in this sentence, we have to be very careful and we have to read this sentence again. They are prolonged movements that carry animals outside familiar habitats. They tend to be linear, not zigzaggy. They tend to be. Tend to be is the synonym of the word are likely to, as in the question we have. So they tend to be linear. Now, it's time to read the answer choices, and we have to find anything that's related to not being zigzaggy or the way that is linear, all right? A is be discouraged by difficulties, which is not the answer. Follow a straight line. Well, that's it. Straight line means linear, not zigzaggy, all right? That is the answer for this question. Now, we move on to our next question, which is 21. Arctic terns illustrate migrating animals' ability to. So we have to find something that is related to animals' ability to do something. And we have to find Arctic terns. So I come across a paragraph that Arctic tern is used in the beginning of that paragraph. An Arctic tern on its 200,000 kilometers flight from the extreme south of South America to the Arctic Circle will take no notice of an ice-smelly airing offered from a bird watcher's boat along the way. While local gulls will dive voraciously for such handouts, the tern flies on. Why? The Arctic tern resists distraction because it is driven at that moment by an instinctive sense of something we humans find admirable, larger purposes. All right, when you read a sentence, all right, you have to read the question again after reading that sentence in order to know what the question is about, what the question asks you to do. So Arctic terns illustrate migrating animals' ability to. So we have to find a specific ability of the animal. Ability to do what? In the line here, before the last line, the Arctic tern, all right, resists distraction because it is driven at that moment by an instinctive sense of something. So we have, it is, when it says it does something, we know that it is talking about that Arctic tern's ability to do something. So when it says the Arctic tern resists distraction, it is a kind of ability that is attributed to the Arctic tern. So we have, now it's time to read the question choices. Be discouraged by difficulties. A, no, it's not. Eat more than they need for immediate purposes. No, we do not have such thing. And D, ignore distractions. Ignore distractions. That's it. Instead of ignore, In the text, it's written resist. So resist is the synonym word for ignore, and we have the word distraction itself in both the question and also in the text. So this is the answer for question number 21. Ignore distractions. As in the text, we had resists distraction. All right. Now it's time to answer question number 20 because we do not have a very specific or easy keyword here. So let's read the question. To prepare for migration, animals are likely to. So we have the word prepare, right, for migration. Animals are likely to. So it is talking about possibility, all right. Where we have are likely to, we're talking about possibility, right? And maybe the synonym word for likely to, as I said, is tend to. Maybe we can find tend to or maybe not. But you have to be aware that any synonym word that's related to prepare and also likely to, you should pay a lot of attention to these words, right? Now, what we're going to do is, because we do not have a very specific keyword here, we have to find something about preparation and preparation for migration, all right? And if we find anything related to getting prepared, all right, we have to read that sentence carefully. So I found something that might help you here, and that is the word in advance in this paragraph. In the beginning of the paragraph, in the first line, I found a word in advance. You know, when we say something is done in advance, it means that it is kind of, or that person or that thing is being prepared to do that. Let's read this sentence. Birds will fatten themselves with heavy feeding in advance of a long migrational flight. In advance of a long, it means before migrating, all right, before. So they prepare, right? When you do something in advance, you are being prepared for that event or that thing, right? So in advance means to prepare. And for migration, so we have again a long migrational flight. So what are animals likely to do here? Now let's read the sentence again. Birds will fatten themselves with heavy feeding in advance of a long migrational flight. So they feed themselves a lot in order to be prepared for a long migrational flight, right? Now let's read the two answer choices that remain. A, to be discouraged by difficulties. C, eat more than they need for immediate purposes. That's it. That's the answer for this question. Eat more than they need for immediate purposes, right? All right, guys, that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this part and has been really helpful. Next part, we're going to talk about tables. And as you know, tables are mostly in order, and we'll talk about some basic strategies and techniques that can definitely help you answer this type of question. Remember something important in finding keywords. Sometimes, as you saw here in question number 20, the question does not have any specific keyword. So you have to be very careful in finding the words that are kind of related to the words in the question, right? As what I did here, the word in advance, I can infer that it's talking about preparation, all right? So how can you improve this skill? What I recommend you do is those books, Cambridge books, that are that consist of, let's say, IELTS tests. You have to read all those readings text, right? Or you have to read all the tests related to reading and find and write down the words and keywords. For example, the question this word is used in a text, the synonym word is this. So you have to write all of them. And believe me, these words and synonyms are most of the times they're repeated in the questions. So when you get to know these words and synonyms, then finding the right word, the right synonym in the text might be very easy for you. All right. So what you do from now on is to read all those readings very carefully all right, meticulously. Do not miss any word. Do not miss any synonym word. Try to write down all of them, all of the words and their keywords and their synonyms in the text. All right. So after reading all those books, you will answer or find the questions, find the answer for the question much easier than before. Believe me. So this is the thing that you have to do every day. All right. It would be your task for your preparation for IELTS reading. So every day, right, allocate around 1 to 2 hours. Try to find words and keywords in the text and in the question from the Cambridge books and write them down and repeat them every day in order to remember them. All right, that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this part and has been really helpful. Until next time, enjoy your time, stay tuned, and goodbye.